Hey folks, today we are drinking a beer from Evil Twin that I have sent to the boys who are joining me. And I am currently at Kyle from No Hate Beer Reviews house. And unfortunately, Sean and Mike couldn't join us in person, but they are joining us from
the internet.
The internet.
The internet.
Sorry, no one told me to talk.
Yeah. Anyways.
Kyle, No Hate Beer Reviews.
And then we got Mike on the other side. And then down the bottom, we got Sean.
I love being on the bottom.
Thanks.
No one's surprised.
Anyway, we have this Evil Twin beer. It's the Anti-IPA is having a moment. It is a smoked lager, and it is 5% alcohol by volume. How's everybody doing? Everyone's good? Yeah.
What does what does U42 mean? Or U48 maybe?
I don't know.
But I love me a smoked lager.
U42, like, are you up for 2 of these beers?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Sorry, I talked again without being asked to talk.
Yeah, you still weren't told yet, Kyle.
I know, sorry.
I love how Evil Twin kind of I wouldn't say reinvented themselves, but they went from contracting, having one set kind of brand to then this.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it. I am very happy.
Not at all.
I probably could have. Well, actually, you know what? While I have proper glassware, I'm going to get a picture.
I'll get that picture on.
Yeah. Do it.
I would think it was going to be darker in color. I wasn't even thinking about it. Beautiful looking.
Yeah. Anybody else want to talk? Or are you guys just going to make me talk all the time?
It is pretty.
Look at me.
Right? It's super pretty. And you know what? On camera, they all kind of look like they do in real life, depending on lighting and stuff. Yeah. Good carbonation.
Yes.
Golden. About 2 fingers ahead. Yeah.
Slight haze to it. Or, sorry, unfiltered look to it.
Yeah, it's not a hazy IPA, Keith.
Aroma, everyone?
Let's do it. There it is. When I first opened the can and when I started pouring it, I was like, oh no, I don't get any smoke. That probably means it's not going to be so smoky as Keith and I want it to be.
But it does not punch you in the face with smoke either, but it's there. But it's not, definitely not, it's not one of those ones where I have to keep smelling to fight through the smoke to get other notes.
Yeah.
It's the main note for me, but yeah.
Yep.
It's
definitely a smoked meat vibe.
Yeah.
A little bit of peatiness.
It leans more that way. What was the other thing I was going to say something. Oh, there's a fruitiness to it.
Oh.
It's not really like apricot or it's kind of like that, but it's not apricot. It's I don't know. Or maybe it's just a sweetness that is reminding me of a fruit thing.
I think
I can see a sweetness.
Almost like if there was I'm sure it exists, an apricot marmalade. And then I get a little corn from whatever the grain bill is. Mike, you get some corn with it.
Yep. Yeah.
Mike, do you get anything else?
I'm getting a lot of sweetness, but I think it's from the corn.
Right?
That corn, that nice bright yellow corn sweetness. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Corn is a fruit, guys.
Okay. 1+1, Keith. You're so needy. It's a great sweater, by the way. Makes your head look proportional to the rest of your body.
Did you wear that out today too? To Delaware Supply and stuff? And
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had my hoodie on.
I was gonna say you probably would have gotten a lot of compliments. That would have been that's definitely a conversation starter.
You made a big thing everywhere. He's like, Miller Lite here. Like, oh, sorry, we don't care. We have Genesee Light or whatever, Jenny Cream Ale and stuff. All right. Shall we taste it, guys? All right. So, clink,
clink. Coming up. Going over. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Like a clink. All right. Cheers, guys. Great seeing you virtually.
I'm going to sort of disagree with Kyle's statement earlier where he said he thought smoke was the main note. I didn't think so on the nose, and I don't think so on the taste either. I think that smoke is part of it, but I feel like it is honestly like malt forward first. Mm-hmm. And I think that for me, the smoke is it is a component. I don't want to say it's complimenting because I would say I like smoke, but it's like I think it's complimenting the other things. I don't think it's very smoky. Not like some beers I've had are like almost like suffocating. This is not like that. I feel like sweetness. You do get a little bit of the malt bill. I do think you get like a kiss of like honey, and the smoke is there, but not to me a dominating component. My opinion.
Yeah, so I didn't want to be the first one to talk, but what I was going to say if I was the first one to talk about the taste is I was going to say to Sean's point about is it going to be smoky enough for Sean and Keith? And I was going to give the floor because this is not very smoky in taste. To Mike's point,
there's definitely more smoke in the aroma than there is in the taste.
100%, yeah. And I feel like the last couple times we've had smoked beers, the aroma's been super smoky, and then we get the taste, and you're like, huh. And then usually it's like you get the more smoke if it's on the palate, if it's not as smoke forward on the nose. I feel so. I kind of figured going into this, I was like, it's not going to be as smoky as I want, and it does have that nice characteristic. So I do agree with you, Mike. When like definitely on the palate, I think it's definitely more smoke forward on the nose, but with the palate, definitely more malt forward, more that like sweetness, and the smoke is just like a characteristic of it.
I don't. I do agree that the smoke is more prominent on the nose. I just don't think even on the nose that it's the first thing. But first thing I got a nose when I put my nose in the glass was like much more sweetness. I was like, wow, it's not that much smoke. Then my second nose was like, wow, fuck.
I think I got smoke first on the aroma, then I got that corn thing. Yeah, we said different things, and I still think I got more smoke than corn, at least the first smell, like the initial me talking smell, maybe as it dived in. The last beer I had, was probably about an hour and a half ago at this point, was a smoked beer that had cherry wood aging. And I was telling Keith that I was drinking, I'm like, first I'm getting smoke for a few sips, I'm getting less and less smokiness and more of the cherry wood. And by the end, I was not quite this level, but like barely getting the smoke, and it's more the cherry wood and the base beer, or not base beer, but like the malts and that weren't smoky malts that were added and things. So anyway, it's an interesting one to jump into an hour and a half later. That it's just another smoked beer, but it's hitting so differently.
Do you remember earlier, and Keith had said something about there being like sort of a fruitiness, like and sweetness, and I'd said I got like a sweet corn thing, and he took offense to it and said that corn's fruit, and I didn't argue that point. Remember that part? Just checking.
I can't think and not get some smokiness in it, but it's these different elements of sweetness. It's there's a brightness to it a little bit too, which is interesting. I don't think I have had many smoked beers where I think brightness.
It's
also weird because like usually when the general like review a smoked beer, there's like you can get it like leather or tobacco or band-aidiness or campfire or ashy or charcoal or whatever. I would not use any of those words to describe the smokiness that I'm getting in the taste.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like honestly, like it's almost like you had a beer sitting near like an outdoor cookout for a little bit, or an outdoor fire. It's only like whispers of it.
Yeah.
But I mean this though. If you're not going in this saying I need smoke in my beer, like this is pretty well done. Like every part of the beer is like an identifiable component. I don't feel like you're having this saying like, because sometimes you get beers that are like just really overpoweringly smoky, and like it does take time to try to get those other like flavors out, and this one doesn't. I feel like this is like beer first, and then like any other good adjunct, the smoke's just part of it.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get before, where I had to take some sips of that last beer to get through the smokiness, whereas this one instantly I'm getting a bunch of other stuff and the smokiness. And I agree, this is more how I think of adjuncts, and that's a good point, Mike. Yeah.
Just my opinion. Sorry. I feel like I've offended Sean and Keith a little bit.
No, not at all. I think you're 100% on point. Like the smokiness isn't really where it should be. No, not where it should be, but like what I would expect from a beer.
That's not what I said, though.
Oh, what did I miss? Well, I did drop out for a minute.
Oh no, sorry, Keith. You were saying something, but my thing was, I feel like the smoke is just a component. It fits in like an adjunct for me should, where like you notice it, but it's not dominating the beer.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
I am offended, but yeah, but I do get what you mean.
What were you saying, Keith?
Like Kyle was saying about the other beer, like you kind of get smoke up front, or he was getting more smoke up front, and then he was getting more of the beer. Like, I feel like the more I drink this, it doesn't taste smoked at all.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like like there is something else there, but I would not call it smoked.
I can barely smell it now too.
Like it's almost woody rather than smoky or something.
Like a photo age lager.
Yeah.
I like the wood thing, but for me, and again, it might be because the last beer I had was a pretty darn smoky beer, and even though it's been this much time has passed, I'm still smelling and tasting some smoke. It has not completely, but I don't. Maybe I haven't had as many smoked beers recently until today, and then so it's more on my palate today, or it's just I'm noticing it more because it's not as normal on my palate. I don't know, but yeah. Anything else anyone wants to say before we wrap up?
I really like it, despite not having enough smoke for my liking. I figure if you're gonna have a giant, all the smoke on the can, probably a little bit more, but here we are.
Actually, this is as much smoke as they put in the entire batch of beer. Just this little.
There you go. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay,
they farted a little waft of smoke into the fermenter, and that's what they did.
I don't want to know how you fart smoke, and I don't. The more I think about it, the less happy I'll be. So,
Keith, do you like this beer?
As a smoke beer, no. But
do you like it? Do you like what's in the can? Does what's coming out of the glass does it taste good?
As just a lager, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Like you enjoy drinking this beer?
Yeah.
Period.
Okay.
Drinking it as a smoked beer, disappointing.
Yeah.
But the contents of the can are good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's where I land on it as well.
Yes.
Sean, are we team all of us?
Team all of us. Hashtag
Yay,
team all of us.
Team all of us. We agree on something.
First time ever.
I don't think it's the first, but it's rare.
Meanwhile, inside, me and Sean are like, these fucking losers like this beer.
I was like, I gotta find something else in the fridge after this one.
With some real smoke.
I need something with no smoke.
I have some liquid smoke in the refrigerator. We can put some droplets in off camera.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So if you're watching and you don't you are subscribed to No Hype Beer Reviews or Nerd Sense, the boys over at Nerd Sense and down there, you should do that right now. And then I have to rewrite my outro, so I don't really have one right now. But thanks for hanging out, and
Hope everyone's doing well.
yes, thanks for hanging out, boys.
Thanks
Cheers
for having us.
for the beer.
Beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Down there.
Clink, 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 clink.
Further. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.